Good morning, it's Monday, it's the 8th of November. The main story for you this morning is that MPs will hold an emergency debate on parliamentary standards later as the government continues to come under fire over allegations of sleaze and corruption.
Ministers have been criticised for the handling of the case of Conservative MP Owen Paterson, who resigned last week following a row over lobbying rules. Our political correspondent Chris Mason reports.
MPs return here today to debate the standards and rules of this place after the best part of a week of rows about sleazy behaviour. It all began when the former Cabinet Minister Owen Paterson broke the rules by making the case to ministers and others on behalf of companies that were paying him. But just when Parliament was expected to chuck him out for a bit, the government ordered its MPs to back at least a delay to that and a review of the disciplinary system. That provoked a boiling anger from many, and the government changed its mind. Any review would not be applicable to Mr Paterson. He then gave up as an MP. The Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer will lead his party's response in the debate this afternoon and will say that the Prime Minister should apologise to the country. Sir Keir will hope, having long struggled to get the better of Boris Johnson in the opinion polls, that this whole saga might just help him. This has been a difficult few days for the government and for Parliament. We can expect plenty of anger and anguish later on. Chris Mason, BBC News.
Let's get a bit more detail from our chief political correspondent, Adam Fleming, who joins us this morning. Morning to you, Adam. This could be quite an interesting debate later, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think it will be quite passionate and probably quite heated, and there'll be all sorts of allegations thrown around. And I think it's because MPs feel very strongly about how they're perceived by the public. And as Chris was saying there, Labour and the other opposition parties sense a real political opportunity here. The first thing is, does the Prime Minister turn up for this? Because Keir Starmer is going to be speaking for Labour on their side of the House. Will the Prime Minister turn up and respond to him? The Prime Minister isn't under any obligation to do that because of the way that this debate has been called, the procedure that's been used. We'll also find out, we'll get a sense just how annoyed the Prime Minister's own troops are, because quite a few Conservative MPs are annoyed with the government for forcing them to vote on this controversial motion last week, and then the government very quickly doing a U-turn, leaving them, as some would feel, quite high and dry. Also, we'll find out, will there still be a motion to criticise Owen Paterson, the Conservative MP, former MP, who is at the heart of all of this. He has now left Parliament. He resigned as an MP at the end of last week, but there are still some people saying Parliament should go through the process they were meant to go through last week, where they basically officially censure him for having broken the rules. So there's quite a lot of things to find out through the course of the day. And as I said, just I imagine there'll be quite a lot of emotion coming out of the House of Commons.
OK, Adam, that's something we will discuss over the course of the programme. We're speaking to the Liberal Democrat MP who secured today's debate, Wendy Chamberlain, in a couple of minutes' time on the programme. And 7:30 this morning, we'll be speaking to the International Trade Secretary, Anne-Marie Trevelyan.
Now, the United States has this morning reopened its borders to fully vaccinated travellers from the UK and dozens of other countries.
The easing of restrictions means families who've been separated for more than 18 months can finally reunite, as our transport correspondent Caroline Davies can now tell us.
The President has made a decision to suspend all travel to the United Kingdom and Ireland effective midnight.
The doors closed almost 20 months ago. Since then, most UK citizens haven't been able to travel to the US. Today, that changes if you're double jabbed and have had a negative test before you travel. Nadine last saw her family in December 2019. She's missed both her siblings' weddings, watching online from the UK. She found the announcement that she can travel bittersweet.
I bawled my eyes out, and I think it was a mixture of elation and also frustration and even a bit of, I want to say a bit of grief, because just, I don't know, grieving the loss of knowing that I've missed out on massive life events with everybody. I said to my sister, I will not believe that we're there until we've literally set foot outside of Los Angeles International Airport and we're on US soil and, you know, everything has gone to plan.
The way we work might have changed, but it's still difficult for all business to be done over video call.
In our business, we have to get physically close to our customers to be able to take their measurements and understand how they like their clothing to actually feel and fit.
Carl Emery estimated that his business in the US is down 75%. He was the only one on his team who could travel because he's married to a US citizen, but it wasn't easy.
I've been held anywhere between 2 hours and 8 hours before that interview. I have to always carry a wedding certificate and photographs of children and passports with me to be able to gain entry.
Restarting the route between the UK and the US is also a major boost for the travel industry, estimated to be worth over £14 billion a year. Manchester Airport will restart multiple routes this week.
We know by talking to local businesses in the north that actually there is a great opportunity to stimulate the trade between the UK and the US, so we'll be doing everything we can to support that growth.
Back in early August, the UK allowed double-jabbed US citizens to come to the UK without needing to quarantine. But some argue that the real impact won't be felt until it goes both ways.
Even though the UK border was open first, you still didn't really see a strong pickup in travel, even though, of course, some people took advantage of it and made travel work.
After nearly 2 years, for some, today is likely to be an emotional day. Caroline Davies, BBC News.
So, our transport correspondent Caroline, who you just heard from there, is at Heathrow Airport for us this morning. Caroline, what's the atmosphere like there now?
Good morning. Well, there is excitement here at Heathrow Airport. People have been queuing for over the last hour here. This is a crucial part of the puzzle for international travel companies. We've seen over the course of the last few months, things have been easing off, things have been opening up. America is crucial as a long-haul destination. In 2019, it was the fourth most popular destination for UK travellers. However, this also comes in the week of COP26 when they're focusing on transport. I'll be speaking to two major airline bosses later this morning about emissions.
Caroline, thanks very much.
A video that appears to show a hunt member hitting and kicking a horse has prompted an angry response on social media.
It was uploaded to Twitter yesterday by a group of anti-hunt activists and has been since viewed more than 1 million times.
Our reporter Simon Jones is in our London newsroom this morning. Simon, morning to you. What do we know about this footage?
Well, the footage was posted online by a group called the Hertfordshire Hunt Saboteurs, who are against hunting. Now, it's not clear exactly what happened leading up to this, but we're about to show you the footage, and you may find some of these images distressing. The pictures last for around 30 seconds. Now, in those images, we see a woman approaching one of the horses, apparently kicking and then slapping the horse in the face. It seems that the horse doesn't want to get into a trailer, but these pictures have been viewed online 1.6 million times. Many people commenting, expressing their outrage, including celebrities like Judy Murray and Russell Tovey. Now, many people are saying there should be an investigation into this. The RSPCA have told us they are aware of this footage. They're looking into it. They want to hear from anyone who witnessed firsthand what happened in these images to try and get a better clarification of exactly what happened, but certainly causing a lot of shock. We have tried to contact the hunt named by the Hunt Saboteurs in this footage, but so far they haven't responded to us.
Thank you very much for that, Simon. Speak to you later on this morning.
Now, the wife of a British man killed after being bitten by a shark in Western Australia has been paying tribute to him. 57-year-old Paul Millerchip was swimming around 50 metres from the shore when he was attacked on Saturday morning. An extensive land, sea and air search failed to locate his body. That search has now been called off.
Rest in peace, Paul. He died what he enjoyed doing the most, which was exercising. He was a wonderful man, wonderful father, and he loved his exercise.
See the headlines as they happen and watch BBC News live in the app and get the full story with bbc.co.uk/news. Follow the story for all the latest with BBC News.